Welcome to Mind Twist Riddles, special 1000 subscriber edition. Click the subscribe button and we'll get started. Detective Smoots was visiting his friend Frank Gerald in the city of Regensburg on the Danube River. The detective was jet-lagged from his flight, but he was glad to see Frank waiting for him at the airport. The two friends were driving alongside the Danube when they noticed something in the river.
"Stop the car," said Detective Smoots. "There's someone in the water."
"But, Smoots, you don't have jurisdiction here," exclaimed Frank. "You can't go on a manhunt."
"Don't worry about that," replied Smoots. "I have friends in Bavaria who can help us out. But please give Violet Garcia a call and tell her that we'll be late for our game of Minecraft."
Using his Bavarian connections, Detective Smoots identified the victim as Filbert Gwaspich. Smoots also determined that there were 5 potential suspects for the murder. Derek's story.
"I have a rock-solid alibi. I was spending the day with Arpita Saha in the Bavarian Alps. It was a perfect day for hiking. I'll admit that I never liked Filbert and his very loud suits. But you can ask anyone. I don't have a mean bone in my body. Oh, my gun? Well, that's for hunting."
Janice's story.
"Filbert was a nice guy. It's a shame he's gone. I always liked his brightly colored suits. But you know who's going to be really upset? My friend, this Brieka. Liz and Phil were dance partners. Anyhow, I was in the restaurant the entire day. You can ask my boss. She'll verify it for sure."
Paul's story.
"Sure, I was near the Danube. I was doing some construction on one of the older buildings. Reach out to the guy I work with, Mulch Makari. He'll tell you that I was hard at work the whole time. As for Filbert, I was as shocked as you when I saw his body floating down the river. It's so sad."
Grace's story.
"This is such a tragedy. Just the other day, I was working on a new suit for Filbert, a mauve one. My designer, Misa Azmi, had come up with some good sketches for a new outfit. Misa and I were working on the drawings when we heard the terrible news about Filbert."
Wallace's story.
"I'm in the Navy. I love the water, but it makes me sad when bad things happen in the water. The naval log will show you that all day today, the 31st of June, I was practicing naval tactics. I was supposed to try them out with Christian Goulding, but he had to cancel."
Detective Smoots said,
"The Danube has many secrets, but Filbert's killer is a secret no more."
how did Detective Smoots figure out who was lying and sent Filbert down the river? The answer will appear in 3 seconds. If you need more time, pause the video. 3, 2, 1. Detective Smoots explained,
4 of you have solid alibis, but 1 of you took a bad gamble. I didn't even need to check the naval logs, but I did anyway. There was no entry for June 31st. Wallace spoke too quickly. There are only 30 days in June, but he'll spend up to 30 years in jail.
You wake up with a vague recollection that you were dreaming about lopsided telephone poles. Your head feels oddly sore, and you notice that you're in a room that has 3 possible exits. You see a note on the ground from Ebony Love.
"Trust your instincts. Open the one door to safety."
You hear a knocking behind the door on the left. Suddenly, the door disappears and reveals an ogre. You don't know much about ogres, but from Dungeons & Dragons, you know they're not safe. The first door reappears as the second door fades and reveals nothing. Nothing at all. You're not really sure what to think, but your instincts are telling you not to be hasty. As the second door comes back into view, the third door reveals ice floes drifting over freezing water. The ice looks treacherous. As you're thinking about how to safely cross the ice, the door rematerializes. Your eyes glance upon Ebony's note once more. Trust your instincts. Which door do you choose? The answer will appear in 3 seconds. If you need more time, pause the video. 3, 2, 1. You don't have a good feeling about that ogre, and you know to stay away from thin ice. Door number 2 seems ominous, but there doesn't appear to be any threat. And in this case, your instincts serve you well. You walk forward and see the path home. Sometimes, the simplest solution is also the correct one. Robloxian Starflight 1, better known as Starflight, was on an expedition to the ancient pyramids. The hot and dusty Sirocco was blowing sand and grit in Starflight's direction. Starflight thought he was hallucinating when he saw a body fly over the tops of the pyramids. Fortunately, Starflight was a highly trained detective and knew how to get to the bottom of a mystery. After examining the area, Starflight discovered a strange message defacing one of the pyramids. From the adventures in England to the explorers in Egypt. If you want to find who killed the flying man, start with a full hand, then drop down. With the help of the Egyptian National Police, Starflight was able to identify 3 suspects: Manny, Larry, and Jenny. Apparently, these suspects had finished reenacting a medieval play and were still in costume. Starflight took another look at the vandalism on the pyramids and saw what he needed to see. What did Starflight discover that told him who sent the man flying over the pyramids to his death? The answer will appear in 3 seconds. If you need more time, pause the video. 3, 2, 1. Starflight requested an audience with the Egyptian National Police and explained the message. If you start with a full hand, you'll have 5. So let's start with the 5th letter in the list of names. In this case, that's the L in Giselle. Next, just drop down. Dropping down from the L connects to the A, R, R, and Y. The answer has been revealed. The killer is Larry. Congratulations on making it this far. We have a secret message for you. Mind Twist Riddles isn't just about riddles. It's about thinking differently to solve all sorts of problems. If you consider yourself a riddle solver, write a comment below with just 4 words. I can solve anything. You'll be amazed at what you can accomplish when you give yourself permission to succeed. So go ahead, write it down. I can solve anything. Want to see more riddles? Click on the left right now. Otherwise, click on the right to subscribe.